Assalamu alaikum students. In our today's English learning session, we will be discussing a poem, the name of which is The World from a Railway Carriage, written by R.L. Stevenson. Robert Louis Stevenson. In this poem, the poet explores various scenes that he gets to see while he is traveling in a train. The poet compares the speed of the train with the fairies and the witches, and he also describes the various scenes he gets to see while the train is running at full speed. Now, let's see the video of this poem and try to understand what the poet is trying to narrate.
The world from a railway carriage. Faster than fairies, faster than witches, bridges and houses, hedges and ditches, and charging along like troops in a battle, all through the meadows the horses and cattle, all of the sides of the hill and the plain, flying as thick as driving rain, and ever again in the wink of an eye, painted stations whistle by. Here is a child who clambers and scrambles, all by himself and gathering brambles. Here is a tramp who stands and gazes, and there is the green for stringing the daisies. Here is a cart run away in the road, lumping along with man and load. And here is a mill and there is a river, each a glimpse and gone forever. Now that we have read the poem, let's proceed towards understanding it. The World from a Railway Carriage has been written by Robert Louis Stevenson, who was a Scottish writer. The poet in this poem describes his journey by train and about all those exciting scenes that he got to see. The title of the poem captures the essence as it is a record of the poet's journey in the train. The poet narrates the observations and thoughts as he was sitting in a railway carriage. The poet in these lines describes the sights that he notices while traveling in the train. The train is running faster than the fairies can fly and witches can move. The speedy movement of the train leaves behind bridges, houses, fences and ditches. The train is rushing forward like soldiers who are attacking their enemies in the battlefield. The speedy train also leaves behind the fields where horses and cattle are grazing. The poet then says that all the scenes of the hill and the plain were being crossed by the train as quickly as one drop of the rain is followed by another drop during a storm or during heavy rain. The train was crossing the stations with a whistle, and it seemed like the stations were painted as the train was moving very rapidly. In the next lines, the poet describes a child who was climbing a steep ground himself with great difficulty. While climbing, he was gathering blackberries as well. Next, poet sees a jobless and homeless person who was looking at the train with amusement. The train passes through the common village grassy lands where some ladies are making garlands of daisy flowers. The poet then sees a cart moving slowly on the highway. The cart is full of load and the cart driver is sitting on the top of the load. He also gets to see a glimpse of a mill and river by its side. The poet knows that each glimpse he sees is a precious one, as once it's left, it's gone forever. The poet looked at them for a very brief time and he knew that it can never be seen again.
So, we should and we must travel in order to explore the various marvels of the nature. With this, I end today's English learning session. I will be back with a new lesson. Till then, stay blessed. Assalamu alaikum.